In a land where Demogorgon has escaped from hell, and Gary Gygax is still the man, grab your D20, because it's time for the MythWits, the show dedicated to all things geek pop culture, drenched in absurdity and coated with sarcasm. Every week we bring you the news and interviews from the Geekoverse. We do our damnedest to be funny, but there are no guarantees. Joining me this week is my buddy, Mike Cavis.
Pete, I got one D. All right, I don't have 20 Ds, okay? I don't know what kind of a person that walks around with 20 Ds.
I think the Demogorgon got the 20 Ds, but you just hang on to your 1 D, all right?
I never let it go.
My other buddy, the other bald guy on the show, we're going 4 for this one, Jack Ballard.
Hey.
And our fourth bald guy, we're getting bald. You got some scraps there you need to let go of there, James. James Carpio, welcome to the show. No, you never heard that.
I'm very proud to be a member of the Hair Club for Men.
Right. Okay. Well, welcome to the MythWits once again, James. James is a frequent flyer on this show. I know you've seen him on here before if you watch our show. So, James, welcome back.
Thank you.
Frequent. Oh, there we go. Sorry, hit that button again. All right. So, James, we're going to talk about GaryCon. James went to GaryCon.
Yep, or at least someone that looked like me, like was there.
Yes, with his handlebar mustachio, or as we call it, the con stash.
Yeah, the con stash. It was very sad this morning, sitting in front of my razor, grabbing it like this, bringing up the scissors, and going snip.
So why did you cut it off? I mean, you could have left some of it, right? I mean, you went like completely bald.
Well, the last time I cut it, I was shave it completely off because either I'm very one or the other. So it's either I have an outrageous mustache or I don't. Although last year when I cut it off, I definitely did the Adolf for about a couple hours just to see how it would look, and it was completely stupid. So I shaved it off.
Yeah, dude, I did that when we went to GaryCon. Yeah, when we went to GaryCon, I shaved mine off in stages, and I only had it up long enough to take a picture of it just so I could see what it would look like. But
everybody does that once.
It looks dumb. It looks dumb as what a dumb fucking mustache that is. I don't know.
Well, thank you, Hitler.
Yeah, thanks, Hitler.
To answer your question, why I shaved it off, is my wife doesn't like facial hair, so. There's this, like, I usually have it on for about 6 months, and there's this period of her who she's just kind of like, ugh, mustache. So, and then she was laughing today because before I shaved it off, I took my phone and I took like a million selfies of me with different hats, and so she found that tonight because she was looking at another picture I took, and her eyes just looked like, what the hell are you doing?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hey, you know what? My wife doesn't like facial hair either. But I told her, I said, hey, honey, I'll shave mine if you shave yours.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
There we go. Hey, Jack, see, I'm not the only one.
Wow.
How lucky are you?
Must have emailed them some show prep.
Oh man, Darth Blake's still taking a hammering. All right, so James, how was the trip out? Did you have any funny shit happen to you on the way out?
No, actually, the trip out was probably the most awesome trip. I mean, the trip back and when we get to it was the nightmare. But the trip over, I mean, got there on time. Really nice ride. I went with a new shuttle company that got me to JFK from Connecticut. Was first class, got to go like sky priority, and I had TSA check, so I didn't have to take off my shoes, and it was beautiful.
You mean they didn't check your hands for like gunshot residue and shit?
Nah, because dude, when you're TSA pre-check, you're just that cool.
Yeah, they just let you right on through.
Yep. So got there, had a beautiful lunch, and it was just this incredibly smooth operation and drive.
Now, were you traveling alone or were you traveling with someone?
Traveling alone. I had first class too, by the way, not to rub it in. So that was just extra awesome.
That was already in my face, but thanks. There it is. Yeah.
So no, I went and met my friend Bryce, old friend of mine. We used to do Ren Fair together. We worked at Electronic Arts together back in the day. It was his first GaryCon, so we met in Chicago and rented the car and went to the Franken party.
Nice. So you skipped the pizza.
Yeah, you have Chicago pizza once. You don't have to have it probably for the next 3 or 4 reincarnations.
You mean for the next
Right, okay.
ever? Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
A lot of dough.
Oh, Jack, you're not a fan of the Chicago pizza?
I do. I like it. I like all forms of pizza. But of all the forms of pizza, it's on my lower list of pizzas.
Well, I don't. I think Chicago pizza's for shit.
Yeah, I love that face because that's pretty much what it was. It's a whole bunch of WTF on a pie crust.
Nice.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so you go to the Franken party. What was different from that? Was it the same party, basically, same deal?
Well,
same thing,
same party, except again going with that awesome the karma was with me sort of day. We had parking right at so first of all, it wasn't snow covered, so there wasn't this let me park and slide my car around as I park at Frank's house. So I found perfect parking right at the front of the driveway on a piece of land that had no snow. But yeah, it was pretty. You go in and you do the walk, and all the usual suspects are there. Stefan Percone, Tim. I was about to say Tim Hutt, Tim Kask, and Peter Atkinson, and just a bunch of other gamers who are like, "Wow, this is Frank Brincer's house."
Right.
Oh, and this year Jason Bowman was there, which was kind of cool.
Point of order. Who's Jason Bowman?
Thank you.
He is the writer and designer of Pathfinder.
Oh, that Jason.
That guy. Oh, that
Yeah,
Jason.
guy. Yeah.
Actually, I think I've met him. I think I had him on. I think we had him on Game School. Actually, now that you should mention that.
All right, yeah. So, and he was cooking. Him and Debbie were like in the kitchen the whole time making. He had this thing called the Wand of Porcus.
I have one of those. I call it my D20.
No, you call it your D1.
My D1. That's right. 1D.
But there's a lot of food. Oh my God, we're starving too by the time we got to Frank's party because we were driving through Wisconsin going, all right, well, let's stop and eat. But we didn't see a lot of, and this is really sad, but we were looking for something that looked more like
Diner,
like a Denny's or something more.
Yeah.
And all we kept finding is like little things in Wisconsin that Bryce and I were convinced as soon as we would have walked in the door, 3 rednecks with baseball hats would have turned around and said, "We haven't seen you around here, boy."
Oh boy. Yeah.
So we kind of just drove, and finally it's like, damn, we're in Sharon already. So we just went, and then they had tons of food. So we ate there pretty much.
Hey, did you make sure that you had a lot of change?
You know what? My car came with a handy dandy.
Pete.
The thing.
He wisened up. Yeah, the thing. He had
the thing that I didn't.
Yeah, the thing you didn't. Yeah.
That I said, "Oh, that's a ripoff. Who needs that? Oh, you're trying to stick me with it."
That's the one.
Actually, I didn't have to pay extra for it. It came with the car.
Fuck. Man, what up, Karma? So Jack, I don't know if you knew this, but you ever drove around in Chicago at all?
I have not driven, but I've ridden around in Chicago in like taxi cabs and whatnot.
If you should take a plane to the Chicago area and then rent a car, and they say, "Do you want this change thing that goes? They'll offer you this change thing." Yes, you do,
Yes,
because it's the what did you call it, like the Coinstar City?
Yeah, the Coinstar State.
Because there are tolls everywhere, and all they take are like quarters and shit. So, and like, you pull up and you're like, I don't have who has quarters? Who carries change? Right?
Yeah, I thought Jersey was bad, but like, no, Chicago has Jersey beat.
Yeah. I have heard that.
All right, so you get out to the Franken party. You're having a good time eating. Did he pull out the old memorabilia and all that stuff again?
Actually, it was weird. Like Frank was almost on schedule, like every 15-20 minutes going back to his office, and then a new group of people would shuffle in, and then a new discussion would happen.
Wow.
So it wasn't like last time where it was like he wasn't there for a very long period of time.
Okay.
But he was
holding
a lot. Yeah, it was a lot more social this time. I
Okay.
filled in last time.
Mhm.
So either I was more comfortable talking to people, or it was really more social.
Well, yeah, because you are kind of, emu. So, I mean, it was social last time, but I'm glad you were comfortable there, James.
Yeah,
Right.
you know.
His
But
his
yes. Oh, go ahead.
his mope quota was down this time around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, no, cool. So you had a good time.
Yeah.
It's an
So
inside joke, everybody.
after that, we actually Bryce, who came with me, is the other member of the goth team of the Mope Off
Oh,
back in the day. So
okay.
we were we were the Shriners of Lilith. We used to go to this club called Shrine of Lilith, but we would dress up in fezzes and dinner jackets and stuff like that to go to the goth club. So because we were that cool.
The three mope men of the apocalypse.
Right. Right. You've heard of the Mothman, right? He's the mope man. Is he gonna kill us? No, he's just gonna stand there and look at us with his head down.
First of all, shout out. So we finally got to resort, went in. Shout out to our good friend Chad Parrish over at the game school, because he was in exactly almost the same area in the exact same condition he was in.
Hey, James! hey, buddy! Hey! How's your? Hey, James! How's your? I spelled. Hey, James! Right?
So he was in his groove.
So Jack, just to fill you in and the audience, if they don't know. So Chad gets obscenely drunk. He's a drinker. He might be a little bit of a drinker. I don't know how he does it. He's a machine, because he shows up the next day and he's doing his thing. I'm just like, man, I would be.
I believe they call that alcoholism, Pete.
Oh,
Yeah, that's hardcore.
Easy.
I love you, Chad. I love you, buddy. You know that. I'm just
Mike, it's functional alcoholic.
I stand corrected.
All right, so Chad was doing his thing.
Yep. So we went directly to the room Linwood, because they gave us a TSR area. So I think Bryce Byerly is now, I think, unofficially the unofficial roadie for TSR.
Oh, nice.
Because Jason had a hard time standing up the banners, because the things he got on Amazon, the stands were falling over and crooked and wouldn't sit right. So
Right.
Bryce got creative and got that up, and then we couldn't put the big one up in the hall. So Bryce did this thing where he climbed on a ladder and had a pipe across his back, and it was amazing to watch. It was kind of like the MacGyver of roadies. But
Wait a minute. What does Bryce do for a living?
he's a tech. Honestly, I know he works for Phelps,
Right?
or Phillips, however you
Does he
pronounce
do
it.
engineering type stuff? Because that
I
sounds
will
like engineering shit right there. That sounds like shit
Well,
that an engineer would
also
do.
too, when you work Ren Fair,
Yeah.
you tend to learn how to kit bash a lot of stuff. So I'm sure part of it was day job, and part of it was 10 years of Ren Fair.
Got it. Okay, cool.
So we set up the TSR room. I finally got to meet AJ,
Okay.
who is TS. Well, AJ. He's kind of our project manager in a sense.
Yes.
And along with AJ is his most awesome wife, Carol,
Okay.
who just such a sweetheart. I mean, honestly, when you meet people who are incredibly nice, and you're just like, wow. If the universe only had more people like you, that's
Yes.
how she was.
Like Angelia.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
not a malicious bone in their body, and just so freaking nice. So anyway, enough of the swooning over AJ's wife. She was really nice, though. It was great to meet her. So we did, and actually we're doing that to about 1 a.m.
Wow.
And that's really about it. Bryce. Jason ran off, and he was kind of doing the cool kid thing, mixing with the guests and all that.
Right.
And I just got my stuff into the room and went to sleep.
So wait a minute. Let me get this straight. James, you didn't lose your key within the 30 seconds of checking into the hotel this time?
No, not this time. I actually put the fishbowl at the door, and it was all good.
How was your room? Was it basically the same room? Same kind of room?
No, we had a suite. We had the junior suite.
Sweet.
We had a fireplace, a gas fireplace, stove. No, not stove. Sorry, gas fireplace, refrigerator. What else? Couch and chairs and a coffee table, and then there was the bed, bathroom.
Were there curtains? Did you have curtains in that room?
Did you have curtains?
Are there curtains?
Well, yes, yeah. There's curtains on the giant windows which overlook the lake, which was really
nice.
cool. Although, however, the next day, I guess since that was kind of Friday night, Saturday morning, so Bryce showers, throws on a robe, and decides to go look at majestic, whatever lake. I don't think that was one of the Great Lakes, but it was a lake that was on the course. Not reading the sign that you actually have to switch a thing so it doesn't lock you out. So I had left already, and I was like, where the hell's Bryce? We're all supposed to go somewhere. And apparently he locked himself out in his robe in the cold-ass weather.
Nice.
It was on Thursday. And, yeah, and also, too, he was kind of commando under that robe. So
nice.
Kind of like leap off of a second-level thing and hit the grass and get
Wait a minute. No, stop. So he was out on a balcony and he locked himself out on the balcony.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's a story he'll have to tell. But
shit. That's awesome. So the suite, let me ask you. So the suite, was it was worth the price? Was it too expensive? How was the price?
Dude, it was $149, and we could have thrown our own party in there. That's how big it was.
All right. So next year, I have this. I decided that next year I'm absolutely going for sure, 100% going. I'm gonna start saving up for it now, even. Lucas saying reserve rooms. So maybe we should reserve a room now. So I'll reserve a suite. And
yeah, we should put it down. I know Bryce is going back next year, so we should see who's all going so we can make sure we have space. But I want to. It's going to be hard to find out because this year actually they offered Bryce and I a room to share. Not Bryce, Jason and I.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of doing yes, I had a free room, and yes, I was paying for a room too. So, but I mean, if they offer that us next year, and Jason's good with it, then that way, that's one room that doesn't have to be paid for,
right?
And stuff.
Now this was GaryCon 9, correct?
Yeah, this is GaryCon 9.
How would you compare it to last year with us being there? I mean, because that was the biggest one sense. Would you say that it was about the same size? There were more people or less people at this one?
There was absolutely more people. They had Adventurers League there this year, which at first I was kind of like, oh man, fucking Adventurers League, what are they doing here? But honestly, that was a sight to see. And not only that, I mean, that's where Chris Lindsay from WotC, Satine, and Rudy
Rutenberg.
Okay, yeah, they were down there basically kind of being the frontmen of the show, which was pretty awesome.
What is Adventures League?
That's the D&D organized play.
Okay, and
I did get a bit of swag from it because on Saturday I was told to come down to the room by Thomas, I can't think of his last name, but he's a big AL guy out that direction. And I feel bad for forgetting his last name, but he's anyway, I'm not going to try to remember. So he came out and said he had something for Jason and I. And then it was the next day, Mike Merles hands me basically a cloth map of the Tomb of Horrors, which is like a special, which is a special thing for Adventurers League. So, and for those who are not familiar, Mike Merles is pretty much next to Chris Lindsay. He is the man at WotC for D&D.
Wow!
Like Mike, I even called him Mr. D&D at the thing, and he was kind of laughing. But because he is, Mike Merles is basically 5th edition and unfortunately 4th edition are both his babies.
The one baby. I think that one baby a little water head a little bit.
Yeah.
All right,
But-
so that was now. How was the partying that night? Did you get in any mixers and drinking and such?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much as you remember, GaryCon is pretty much just you start drinking on Wednesday night and you don't stop till Saturday afternoon before you head home. So every night was just like a mass gathering of things. Thursday for me wasn't so big. Jason was more kind of being the bar guy and schmoozing and stuff. And Jason Elliott, for those who don't know Jason Elliott, he's been on the show too, is pretty much the head honcho over at TSR Games. So
yeah,
he was out doing the important schmoozing. But let's kind of get into just kind of some of the highlights, because if we went minute by minute, it would just be like I had a spotted cow.
Right. Yeah, just looking for highlights. Like what was cool.
So we basically introduced the world to Top Secret New World Order at this con.
Right.
And I won't go into too much of it because I know we'll be discussing it at a later date. But Top Secret New World Order is an espionage role-playing game created by Merle Rasmussen, who is the original administrator from the 1980s game. So him and Alec Hammock, the two teams that brought you Top Secret 1980, are also the two people majorly behind Top Secret New World Order. For my bit of geek cred, I created the game mechanics for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So let me ask you this. A lot of people. So I made an announcement on a couple of the forums, a couple of Facebook groups, because I'd asked you guys if it was okay to let people know, and I because I'm trying to like guerrilla market.
Yeah.
And got a lot of interest. So hey Jack, remember we were talking about on Facebook the one that had the highest impressions was a Rusty Trombone, which was like 3,500.
Yes.
Yeah, in 2 days, this that post that I shared is about 6,000 impressions. So that was a lot of people were checking that out, James. You're getting a lot of like people checking out my posts on TSR. Now, a lot of people.
So what you're saying is, let me make clear on this.
Oh God, here it comes.
James was almost 3 times more popular than a Rusty Trombone.
Twice.
Is that what you
About
Wow.
twice. About twice.
Imagine that.
Hey, James,
Wow.
you're twice as popular as the Rusty Trombone.
Yes.
I think it's, pardon the pun, but I think in certain circles
Oh.
that would overlap.
Hey,
On Top Secret, though, like pretty much we never had empty tables.
nice.
And people came back to play the game.
Right.
Everyone asked about if the prototypes were for sale. I mean, it was just people would stop us, and there was no bad criticism. Actually, the only criticism Jason got, one of his games, is someone complained that the cruise ship that Jason had in his game had a galley that was below the water, and you can't have galleys below the water. And it's like, well, if that's the worst bit of criticism, then A, the guy who said it is incredibly anal, and B, it's nothing. Everyone loved the mechanics. They said how great of a game it was to play, how easy,
Nice.
and how fun. So I guess that's kind of a reflection back to
Very
me.
easy. Hey, James, here. Excuse me. But galleys are never below water. I don't know who created the game, but this is not correct. But hey, I have a question, because this came up in one of the Facebook group posts. So one of the people was saying something about, they said, oh, so it's Top Secret, but it's a new system and a new setting. So why are we calling it Top Secret? That's the only only negative thing I've seen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just to kind of give some precedence behind that too, is so Wizards of the Coast, who bought TSR back in the day, back when all the cool people owned it, before Hasbro. Well, there's still cool people at WotC, but before the Empire took over. The Empire of Hasbro. So Top Secret was theirs when they bought it. WotC bought it lock, stock, and barrel. However, they had no interest in it and let the trademark drop.
Right.
And Jason, who seems now twice lucky to pick up trademarks that dropped, managed to pick it up. we were still kind of going back and forth legally on it because, there's still some people who could have had a, choice words, or our lawyers are bigger than yours, that sort of thing. But no, so far so good. I know there's a couple of things we need to wrap up, but so anyway, we called it Top Secret again because Merle Rasmussen, it was kind of like, well, hey, Merle is the administrator for Top Secret. Why not, create a new version of the game? So it's not a second edition. It's not a third edition. It's its own game that pretty much is inspired, and, it's not Cold War era. Actually, New World Order should give you a hint as to kind of the genre. And so it is a new game. It does have some kind of head nods to the original Top Secret, but it is a new game.
Yeah, my take on that was, and this is how I feel about it. It's like, so the role playing industry is awash in like games, because now anybody can create it, and that's great. I mean, it's a great thing, because people can RPG now. They can just create stuff and put it out. There's no filters, no gatekeepers anymore. Your own gatekeeper. So if you have created a product that had a lot of popularity at one point, and you want to cash in on your own, so it's like, it's not like somebody else is cashing in on this. This is the guy who created the first one is creating the new one, and not only that, but like you said, he's doing head nods back. It's the same feel. It's the same concept. It's not the same exact thing, but it's the same. In essence, it's the same creature that he's creating.
Yeah,
just with modern terms.
If you think about Gygax magazine was kind of the spiritual predecessor to, I think I'm using predecessor correctly.
No.
No.
Gygax is the descendant? Yeah, Dragon would be the predecessor, right?
Yeah. So anyway, Gygax magazine was done in the spirit of the dragon.
Right.
So is Top Secret being done in the spirit of Top Secret.
Yeah. No, and I think that's cool. I think it's fair.
Yep. So those games were going on all weekend. And pretty much like Friday was a big bar day. I got pulled over for a DUI. Well,
what?
I wasn't drunk, but so, all right. Friday actually had a couple of bad things. One was the Dead Game Society game I ran, which I did based on Lost in Space, the original 60s series. Worked hard, man. I read up. I had dossiers. I made my own character sheets. This was definitely a labor of love. I even re-binge watched the show just to get prepped for it. So I'm really excited. Everyone sits down, and I'm like, "All right, who is fans of Lost in Space?" I remember kind of seeing it years ago. So no one was really even remembered it or was really into it. The genre, so that pretty much killed half the game right there.
Right.
Also, the guy who played Dr. Smith was a complete asshat. That if you're listening, man, you're a fucking perv.
Yeah.
Because he was sitting there talking about how Dr. Smith is a pedophile and how him and Will had this thing going on, and I almost asked him to leave a couple of times. It was just that bad.
Hey, was it the same guy who tried to come on to you last year when we were all...
No.
They say.
So that game was horrible. And then was the GenCon 50th anniversary thing at the Lake Geneva Horticulture Center. That was Friday night. Awesome party. Got to hang out with Larry Elmore, and I think if you've seen the pictures I had from Facebook, I was hanging out with Elmore and Peter Atkinson, and it was just kind of I was high on just fandom,
right?
Because everyone I've ever really liked in the game industry during that period was there and doing selfies with me.
Nice.
Yeah. Speaking of which, did you run into John Wick?
Yep. No, John Wick doesn't go to GaryCon.
He said he was going to GaryCon this year.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he say it or no? Unless he was incognito or he took on the guise of Tim Kask and came in, but
dude, he lives down in Texas or some shit. That's a haul for him, man.
Yeah.
I remember him saying he's planning on being there, but
okay. Are you sure he didn't say GenCon? He might have said GenCon. GaryCon,
Maybe,
GenCon
GenCon.
could be
Well,
easily
maybe. I
confused.
mean, we were all drunk at the cocktail party, so he may have heard.
I'm going to Con.
Are you going to con?
What's he saying?
Speaking of cool people to meet, though, I did actually meet on Friday Liz and Mike Stewart, who previously did the Save or Die podcast and now do Save for Half.
Okay.
I've been listening to them for years and finally got to meet them in person, so that was kind of nice.
Okay.
So, horticultural hall party, lots of alcohol, lots of food, a Tim Kask moment, which I'll tell you offline, which is always amusing.
Yeah.
And so John Peterson does this huge thing, and goes on. We all leave close to 11. So Bryce and I get in the car, and I was a little tipsy, but I wasn't drunk. And so I say, "Hey, Bryce, Gary Gygax's house is over here on Center Street. Let's go find it, and I'll show it to you." This is like 11 o'clock at night, and probably not the greatest idea. So I get lost. And I had a rental car that I guess I didn't know how to turn on the headlights or how to turn on the lights fully. So I was driving around without taillights, and Lake Geneva police pull me over. And I guess I said the stupid thing, goes, "Do you have anything to drink tonight?" I said, "Well, I had a glass of wine earlier." So after everything was checked, he goes, "We try to keep the streets safe here in Lake Geneva. And since you mentioned you had some wine, I'd like you to get out of the car and come talk to me and my partner."
Field sobriety test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, got the pen and did this, the sign of the cross and whatever. And
sign of the cross.
Hey, did you make your Constitution save on that? Or charisma check? Charisma check, right?
Yeah, well, they were like, "Nope, he turned to his partner and he goes, 'No, he's okay.'"
Okay.
All
right, cool.
He's just slow.
Yeah. But honestly, I wasn't drunk. It was kind of that residual, I had a couple drinks earlier, so I'm feeling good sort of thing. But it wasn't
he says, he's not slow. He's just goth. Oh, right, the mope thing. Right, got it. All right.
We went back to Lake Geneva that night, cool. And then so that was Friday. Saturday was a good, again, a lot of Top Secret. I ran my big event for Top Secret and just pretty much hung out through the day. I mean, there was some great parties Friday and Saturday night after the fact. So I was I got to hang out with Mike Merles, and I got to hang out with a bunch. I know I hate to keep making it sound like yes, and I got to hang out with
name dropper.
Yeah, I know.
All right, look, let's point this out. Okay, so here's the thing. For fans listening to the show, so for people who listen to the show who are, maybe they're not game designers or whatever, GaryCon is a lot of fun. It's a fucking trip. So you go there, and it's not super big, right? It's not like it's nothing like GenCon. I mean, it's like GenCon but shrunk down, really small and very intimate in a lot of ways. And there's only a couple venues on site, but you never have to leave the site. You can go down into the town, but you don't need to. There's I think there's 2 or 3 restaurants. There's a nice diner. Bar that you can eat at. 2 bars, actually. There's 2 bars. So if you're hanging out and you actually want to interact with people and mingle, most of the people are really friendly. If you go up to somebody, you see somebody that if you saw, let me ask you, James. So I don't know Mike Merles that well, but let's say I'm nobody, right? I'm just some player who loves.
Let's say you're me.
Let's say you're Mike. Okay, I'm Mike.
All right.
And I go up to Mike Merles, just out of the fucking blue. He's standing in the bar area, in that, in the bar where everybody hangs out, right? And Mike goes up to him and says, "Hey, Mike, I'm Mike, and I've been playing D&D for 20 years, and I love D&D. I love what you've done with it. Can I ask you some questions?" So would Mike Merles, would he be cool and talk with him and spend some time?
Yeah. I mean, honestly. Everyone there is completely just really open and really, friendly, and they'll talk to anybody. I mean, it's not something where they're like, "Oh, I'm important." That's me, though.
I probably would have
come up and go, "Hey, James, let me tell you about my character I had in this game," and my eyes roll, and I'm just like, "Oh, look, the important watch went off, and I have to go do something."
That's not a fair comparison, because anyone who comes up to you and says, "Let me tell you about my character," needs to be kicked in the fucking nuts repeatedly. That is a no-no. That is a goddamn, that's a fucking faux pas.
Now, listen, I definitely would have gone up to him though, and I would have said, "Excuse me, but can you believe that this one DM was talking about water for like the galley? I mean, come on, it's that guy right over there.
Right.
Look at him. Look at him."
Wait, I want to be Mike now. I'm going to be Mike. Ready?
All right, be Mike.
Hey, I stole this hat from a leprechaun genie.
That's right. That's right. And I got his Lucky Charms too.
You know what's funny? It's so I'm looking in my windows here. I'm looking through my windows here. So Mike's wall behind him is gray. He's wearing a white and black shirt, and the way the light is on him and his hat, I keep like, is he in black and white? Like you almost look like you're in black and white.
He looks like the new face of Al Qaeda sitting there with that fucking thing on. Like he's in a cave somewhere.
Hey, I'm Peter Bryant and Mike from Al Jazeera on the mic there.
Nobody moving, the Jew gets it.
All right, James. Hey, man, let's wrap this up. We're getting kind of long on here. So tell me, so how? Give me some other highlights, like.
Well, the thing of the horticulture hall was really cool.
Yep.
There's a lot of parties that go on. So there's the TSR reunion party for all the the original TSR. There's the Chaldea party that Peter Atkinson throws for a web project. I think he does. And just the other nameless, the nameless and large parties that just kind of spring out of nowhere. So as far as highlights go, the rest of it was just mostly a lot of drinking, a lot of just seeing people and hanging out. This is kind of like going home and hanging out with family you like.
It is definitely one of the more fun cons that I've been to. Like, there's GaryCon, which is a fucking blast. It's awesome, but it's straight up gonzo. It is nuts. Okay,
Gonzo.
It's GonzoCon, really, because like any fucking thing goes on there. It is crazy.
You keep using that word, and you're not thinking it means what you think it means.
It's not gonzo porn. It's just gonzo. Okay, there's like fucking 80,000 people there. It's ridiculous, right? Yeah. All right, and then we got TotalCon, which is a blast, and it's very intimate. It's a lot of fun, but it's not. There are parties that go on, but it's not as party crazy as like GaryCon. Like GaryCon is like in between. It's sort of like a TotalCon with a sort of like a DragonCon feel to it. I think
that's a fair assessment. Even though I've never been to DragonCon, I think you're right. So let's see. So anyway, to wrap it up, it was a great experience. Let me just kind of give you my woes on the trip home, and then I'll just wrap it up really quick. So yeah, Wednesday's trip was awesome. Sunday was not so much. So I get to the airport, that all works out. And then going through the line, I don't have TSA pre-check anymore. I'm on like some other cool thing where I get to go first through security. So I'm like wearing my docs and all this other stuff going, aha, I don't have to take any clothes off, fuckers. And and now I'm like having to unlace my docs and everything else and throw it in the buckets. It was really annoying. Finally,
how did you lose your TSA? How did you lose that?
I don't know. Like when I said Chicago and I showed them the thing, they go, no. You do not have that. You have this thing called, I guess it's like Sky Priority. It's like, all right, well, it says there on the ticket. And I got it last time, but Chicago maybe just jerks.
Right.
So when I actually go for the ticket, they go, oh, your flight has been delayed for 4 hours. But we can get you on this flight at 2, which will leave at 4 because it is delayed by 2 hours. So I get there. It actually boards early, like at 3:10. And it's like, thank God. But so then we get on the plane. The captain goes, well, due to things going on in JFK, we're going to have to park the plane here and wait for about an hour and a half.
Oh, that's the worst.
So we're still left late. We still didn't take off to like 4:40, I think.
Let me ask you, hey, when you're sitting on that fucking plane for like an hour and a half, right? The reason why I say that's the worst is because the plane is not running and doing its normal thing, right? The climate is off. Like, did it get like obscenely fucking hot in the plane?
It was hot. They did give us drinks and like threw chips at us, but it was It wasn't all that cool. So we're in the air, and when a flight over had frickin' dinner, right? This one didn't. They just kept throwing chips at us and giving us. I didn't get the little hand towels or nothing. It's like, dude, I paid first class. What the hell's up with this?
Wait a minute, so you paid for first class and you didn't really get first class, right?
No, not at all. And actually, I want to make a complaint. I gotta call or find out who I can call to make a complaint, because I at least want some miles on my account for that shit.
Dude, first class is fucking. I have never in my life flown first class, and like one of these days, I'm just gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna pay whatever it costs to do it, just like a bucket list type of thing, because I've never been able to manage it. Even as much as I've traveled, I have never been able to manage first class, and it's just like, you motherfuckers, this is not, it's not like you just throw that around. I mean, motherfuckers pay for that shit. You need to get what you paid for.
So then we make it over to New York City, and then the captain comes on and goes, we've been instructed to basically just taxi or fly around, really, JFK until it is time to land. So another hour and 10 minutes later of just doing this weird circle around JFK in the air, we finally land. Get out to learn that Delta flights left and right were being canceled. So now, as I'm walking through the terminal, I'm now walking through a terminal with a bunch of very angry and irate people, which was just incredibly uncomfortable.
Right. Hey, on the upside, you got to watch Flash Gordon.
True. So I get to my shuttle place where I have to sit and wait for the shuttle. I'm told 30 minutes. It's an hour. Finally get in there. And the guy's like, all right, I'm like, cool, we're out of here. He stops at every terminal for about 20 minutes. He packs the car with more people than the car should hold, or the van should hold. And I basically spent 2 hours crammed in a corner in the shuttle to finally make it home like an hour later or hour and a half later than I was supposed to. So it's just yesterday sucked.
Yeah, it sounds like
Used up all your karma, man.
Yeah,
I guess I did. But
hey, you should have spent you should have used your 12-sided die for the travel arrangements.
Right. Yeah. I see what you did there.
Just see what I did there.
See what you did there. That was a top secret. That
was a top secret reference.
What?
So all in all, GaryCon was awesome. Basically the culture there is changing a lot. So it's less and less becoming the place where old grognards are like sitting around bitching about, why everything is an old D&D.
Right.
To like this really progressive group of people, like that are a mix of both. It's an incredible 3 days. I mean, obviously, whether you like to drink or not, there's a lot to do. And the games are fantastic. Every game designer in the universe is, well, not everyone, but most are there.
John Wick wasn't there.
Yeah, I know. Whatever.
Said he was. Said he was going to be there, man.
But it's worth it if you can make it out. And also they have a very limited capacity too. So if I advise you to go, but I advise you also to get your hotel stuff settled between now and mid-February, or else you'll be staying at one of those like creepy motel murder hotels.
Right. All right, awesome.
Hey,
awesome.
I have a question for James.
Yep.
James,
sure.
You're goth. What's your top 5 albums? Go.
Oh wow. First, Last, and Always, Sisters of Mercy. Probably Japanese Whispers by The Cure. I like Alien Sex Fiend, but I can't think of any albums off the top of my head. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang by Specimen. And oh god, it's like so many swimming through my head right now. I'm just trying to focus on just one.
Come on, Peter Murphy.
Okay. Then we go to Bauhaus, which like
right, of course. Come on.
Bauhaus is
that's almost
no
like
one great. So
Dude.
It's old school. I mean, I was a goth kid back in like the late '80s, early '90s.
So
Yeah,
is
me too.
Alien?
Well,
Wait a minute,
not
is
really a
Alien?
goth kid, but I'm familiar.
Is Alien Sex Fiend? Is that a goth band?
Yeah, a British goth band.
Really? I always thought of them as like a punk band, sort of like the Cramps or whatever.
No, they were part of the whole Batcave scene in England back in the day.
Oh, because I love me some fucking Alien Sex Fiend, man. I think that band is awesome.
If you haven't heard it, hunt down their version of Batman.
Okay.
They do a cover of the 1966 Batman TV show. That's
Right.
just awesome.
Okay. I'll do that. Absolutely. All right. Hey, we got, we're 10:18. Mike, do you have a game? Did you have a game ready?
Yeah.
Did you want to do it?
I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 questions. Yeah, I can't. It'll be fun.
No, I can do this thing. What game is it?
It's gonna be the MatchWits.
MatchWits.
I don't
Hold on.
have the soundboard and everything ready. But
All right, here we go. All right, Mike. Mike is going to do MatchWits, baby.
ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? You will turn your attention to moi. No. Yeah, we're going to do MatchWits. As everyone knows, it's your classic match game, fill in the blanky type of questions. And we're gonna do a general match right now where Pete and I are reformulating the game, and it's gonna be good. But basically, we're just all gonna try and match each other. A match with me will a match with me will get you 1,000,000 points, and a match with any of you guys between you will get you 500,000.
Right. So Mike
Or you
can't
could
win.
say, yeah. Or you could say that a match with you, or match with each other, could give you 5 points, and a match with me get you 10 points. Or you could say 20 and 10. I know, it doesn't matter.
All right. So Mike, what order are we going to go in?
Let's do, because it just always goes by my perspective, let's do Jack, James, and this guy MythWits.
Yeah, by your screen. Right. Got it.
Oh, I mean, no, I'm sorry, the guy that says you.
Right. All right.
Okay. And like I said, I don't have the soundboard on the laptop. Didn't send me the. Where is it? So, well, we can all make the noises if we want. All right, here we go. The first one is King Kong's Wi-Fi password is blank. King Kong's Wi-Fi password is blank. King Kong's Wi-Fi, not his wife's password, his Wi-Fi password on, what's that, Skull Island there? Huh? His Wi-Fi password is a blank. And
I'm going to load it up so we can do this. I'll play the music. I'm loading it up right now.
Okay. Jackie.
Yes.
What is King Kong's Wi-Fi password?
Banana Matrix.
Banana Matrix. Excellent. Excelente. And Mr. James.
I wasn't that cool. My for some reason, Monkey Fist popped in my mind.
Oh God, Monkey Fist. I like that.
All right. And Peter.
All right, mine is just a bunch of O's, and it's.
Huh.
Sorry.
So let me ask you something. James. When you said, what did you say, monkey fists?
Yeah, Monkey Fist.
Monkey fist. Now, you know what? Nah. It was close. You were the closest, but I said monkey balls.
No, that's not a match.
Yeah.
Well, you can fist your balls. I mean, that's.
Oh, but yeah.
And he may. I don't know.
Right now, I'm trying Mike's balls as a password on all his accounts.
That was monkey. Never mind. Anyway. All right, everyone. Let's go to number 2. And that one is The Flash ran so fast that he could smell his own blank.
Mike, I can't find the sound right now, so
It's okay. The Flash ran so fast that he could smell his own blank. The Flash ran so fast that he could smell his own blank. The Flash ran so fast that he could smell his own blank.
oh, man, this is not good. Okay.
Oh, yeah, not having a good time with this one?
No, I'm blanking.
Oh,
I'm
I'm
blanking.
sorry,
I am blanking on the
Pumpkin.
blanking. All right.
I'm sorry, Pumpkin. All right, Jack, what you got?
Monkey balls.
Yeah, I had a feeling he was going to say that. I don't know why.
Monkey balls.
James.
And nerdy here. I thought Quantum Trail.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, you
Quantum
went
Trail.
like serious and shit here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
Quantum
Peter.
Yeah, man, this is so unoriginal. I said taint juice, because he's running and he's sweating
juice.
and he circling taint juice. Of course, I'm looking at David Benavides on here. He said taint, so I would have called that a match if I was matching with David.
Okay.
But
All
David's
right.
not
Well,
playing, so.
that would be. I mean, you know what? You get a point for matching with David.
1 point, I could win the game.
You could. This could.
I could win with 1
Because
point.
I mean, and it's funny because I did this one and I could listen. I just said I said that he could what I say? Oh, the Flash ran so fast that he could smell his own speed force.
Speed force.
Speed force.
Yeah.
See, you
Interesting.
went actual like cannon and shit.
I know.
Right.
I know. I mean, who can
What
smell
does
your
your
own
speed force smell like?
You gotta ask the Flash. I have a
Personally-
different kind of force that you can smell, but that's not the
Yes.
not the Flash's.
All right.
All right, guys. Let's get here is number 3. All right, and it is in tribute to GaryCon.
Oh.
And I was assuming that it was going to be more crowded, which is why I worded it this way. I said GaryCon was so crowded.
How crowded was it?
You couldn't find your ass from a hole in the blank.
Oh.
GaryCon was so crowded, you couldn't find your ass from a hole in the.
I'm in. I got one this time.
Uh-oh. Everyone in?
Kinda.
Repeat it one more time. You couldn't tell your ass from a what?
A hole in the blank.
A hole in the blank. Okay.
Everyone dialed in?
Yep, mine's lame though, but hey.
It's all right. So's mine. Peter.
What? Who?
Peter,
No,
let's
start
go
with
with you
Jack.
first.
You want to go with me first?
Yeah, but I just did. Is your name Peter?
Fine.
No, his name's MythWits. See it?
I said right. MythWit. MythWit will go first.
You.
You. Right.
You.
I said. Read the question. Go ahead.
GaryCon was so crowded,
How crowded was it?
you couldn't find your ass from a hole in the.
Neckbeard.
That's a good one. Yes. You know what? I forgot how hipster GaryCon was.
Right.
Okay. All right. And let's go with you, James.
All I got was dungeon.
Dungeon. Okay.
Your ass from a hole in the dungeon. Wow. Your dungeons have dungeons. All right. And Jack.
Monkey balls.
I think Jack is starting to game
That's
theory
good.
something here.
Yeah. Hole in the
Monkey balls.
All right.
Wait,
well,
wait.
What?
Yeah, monkey balls.
Monkey. No, wait. Oh yeah, monkey balls.
You
Wait,
couldn't
can you
from your
repeat the
ass
question?
from a hole in the monkey balls.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's those are very unfortunate monkey balls with holes in them. Okay, I said GaryCon was so crowded you couldn't find your ass from a hole in the D20.
Mm-hmm. D20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
I know.
Right.
Okay.
Wait a minute. Mike, your mom says
Uh-oh.
from a hole in one. And David said from the space-time continuum.
Ooh. There you go.
Oh,
See?
David also said for the last one, he also said he can smell his quantum taint.
Oh, you see that?
There you go.
You know what? I knew it wasn't me writing bad questions. You guys are just burned out today or something. I don't know.
I
what
might
it
be a
is.
little burned out.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, let's do the next one.
Okay, here we go. The last question is, hey, did you hear about that new hybrid class they're putting in D20? It's a drow blank.
Oh, a drow blank.
Hey, did you hear about that new hybrid class they're putting in D20 as if there's not enough? It's a drow blank.
I'm in.
Doot.
I'm in. Oh, this is so wrong. So wrong. Oh, God. Going to hell. Going to hell. No one's going to get it but us.
Oh. And
you.
just so you know, I went old school on this
Yeah.
one. I went
you,
real
you,
old
and
school.
James. Me, you, and James are going to get this one.
Okay.
All right.
So can I go ahead first then? Because at least I want to match with Pete.
Okay, good.
All right, James.
Because
Did you hear about that new class, the hybrid class they put in D20? It's a drow
Sitter.
Oh! Nice!
sitter. Okay. Peter, let's go with you next.
You ready?
Have you heard about that new hybrid class they're putting in D20? It's a drow.
Drow sitter!
Oh shit!
Yes! Drow sitter!
All right. Well, I can guarantee you that I did not put that. So, Jack, what do you have for that new drow class?
I knew all the words in the sentence, but when you put them together, it was I don't know what happened. So I will go with
I thought he played D&D. You gonna
Monkey
go with
balls.
monkey
what?
balls
A drow
for the
monkey
win.
ball.
Drow
Circle
monkey
gets the
balls.
square.
Yeah, I mean, either of you, if you had nothing else, you could have obviously gone with drow,
Monkey balls.
with a monkey
Yeah.
ball because we knew that was coming.
Mhm.
And for me, I put, hey, did you hear about that new hybrid class they're putting in D20? And actually, hold on, Pete. Before I reveal mine, what did our people in the chat room put? I can't read that far from where I am all the way over to that monitor because my sight is so bad.
Okay, so David said child labor trafficker.
A drow child labor trafficker.
That's it. That's all we got.
Drow. I tell you, it's the drow part.
Right.
And mom probably wasn't really.
She did not
like,
know what
she
the
didn't
hell
chime
we were
in on
talking
that.
about.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
She was with Jack.
So my mom.
Your
went
mom
with
says-
monkey balls.
Right, your mom with monkey balls, right?
Okay. I said, they're putting in D20. It's a drow merkin.
Merkin, very nice.
Yes,
Very
yes.
nice.
I went.
Drow Merkin. Yes.
I reached back for a merkin.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
All right.
All right.
I'm saying that you guys were lame this week, not me. Just going with that one.
Just going with that one. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So,
And I'm thinking.
this
Go ahead.
this one I can do. This one I can do. This one I have the sound for, of course. This week,
you won by a point.
Jack, you have 0. Mike,
I demand a recount.
you can't win because you're the
Right.
game
I don't win.
master.
I'm a loser.
James, you came in at 500,000 points, but I am the winner, at 500,001 point.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you see this game, and Jack, if you would even try just a little bit,
Monkey balls. Oh, I'm
could
sorry.
get some more points. But
I mean,
Monkey Balls is good.
is
So-
it possible? Can I take away minus points from him?
So actually, Mike and I were talking, and we may change the game up a little bit, but we'll reveal that later. The whole game section may get a review, but Jack will talk with you about that because we were just kind of talking about that offline. But we'll definitely talk about that at that point. So James, thank you for coming on and talking about sharing your GaryCon experience with us.
No, of
Very
course,
much.
it was fun, and I just want more people to be aware of it and come out and go, because we can always use more people to drink with.
Right. Hey, Jack, is this something you might be interested in?
Yeah. I've never been to Wisconsin. I've been to Idaho. It's right next door.
Right.
The cheese curds are out of this world.
Is marijuana legal in that state? I'm asking for a friend.
Where's that
I don't
cricket
know.
sound?
It could be by next year if it isn't now. Who knows?
Well, all right. Yeah, no, I would go, but only under the influence of psychedelic mushrooms.
Well, we can
The
make that
entire time.
happen.
Hey Siri, is marijuana legal in Wisconsin?
Siri's a narc.
Let me think. Okay, I found the web first. Is marijuana legal in Wisconsin?
She's such a. I hate her.
Siri's
Google is
useless.
so much better.
Wait a minute.
It is actually when you're talking to. Try asking Siri who is Mon Mothma, and the hilarity ensues.
Who is Mon Mothma?
Here's some information.
Oh no, the Monmouth Mall.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jesus Christ.
okay, Google. Is marijuana legal in Wisconsin? Marijuana. He's no fun. Google's no fun. Google is a killjoy.
Google
it's not
should
like
have said-
Siri.
Google would have been like, yeah.
Well, maybe you got to ask the right question.
And let me open up my window and ask my
In
neighbor.
what countries?
And we're gonna crowdsource this.
Right. Hey, Jack, that's the real Windows.
That's right.
Hey, you
In
can ask
what-
Mike Potter. He'd probably know, right?
Oh yeah, he would.
Yeah. All right. Tim Kask would let you know about that. Not that Tim, whatever. Anyway, so I'm gonna wrap this up. James, you have any links you want to share or any kind of you want to pimp anything?
Actually, hold on. I'm just trying to. There's a map here of the states that it's legal in.
That's very important.
Now
Jack, we're gonna get to
cross-reference
the-
that with the states that have GaryCon.
We're trying.
It's like a Venn diagram, right?
A big circle and a little circle.
All right. So Washington D.C.,
Yes.
Washington State,
Yes.
Oregon, Alaska, and Colorado.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Wait. So wait a minute. So in other words, what you pulled up was this.
Yes, exactly.
That's the Venn diagram.
Man.
Yeah. So as far as it goes for links and such, definitely TSR Games. Pop by. I mean, we're kind of coming out like I don't know, swinging at this point because next month we're gonna be doing our New World Order Kickstarter. And then shortly after that starts going, I'm going to be working on TSR's next RPG, which is Pulp Era, which is something that I had written many years ago, and now it's going to get the treatment it deserves.
I remember that. I think I did a cover for you, a previous cover, right?
Yeah. So I'm leaving all the design and everything up to Jason.
That's good.
And
Yeah, I thought he was gonna say a
Look at
different J name for a minute.
New World Order.
What?
Like honestly, I don't even trust myself on design sense anymore. So
Well, plus you can concentrate, dude. You can concentrate on doing your doing their writing and stuff. The stuff that you need to concentrate on, and hand that shit off to somebody else.
And then topsecretnwo.com. Please go there and check it out. We're basically going to ask you for a email address so we can let you know about the Kickstarter and all the cool stuff coming out for it. And
Hey, wouldn't Don Higgins be good for artwork on that? Maybe
it is. I know Jason likes to work with certain types of things, so and he can be picky. But as
Jason, wait, hold on. He's not picky. He's particular.
But I mean, honestly, that to me that's okay because the stuff he does is beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's not like he's going to hold on. I want it done this way, and it's ugly. It's all pretty good stuff. But
I like Don's art, and I want somebody to pick him up for something.
Hey, James, would you say that Jason is more picky than another friend of ours? Not going to say a name.
If I think you're talking about, I would say yeah. I mean,
you'd say a little more selective, a little more critical,
particular,
a little particular. Anyway, I'm not going to put you on the spot. I'll let you off the hook.
And I guess the last thing to say is check out Multiverse, TSR's blog.
That's right, and TSRPN, the podcast network.
Yeah, who's what schlub is running that these days?
Unfortunately, the schlub that's running that has been kind of laxed on his duties, but he is going to. I don't know who that is, but he is going to get that shit under control because it's been kind of dormant. And I don't know who he is, but got to get that shit back online. So because all the stuff is still good. It's just kind of been sailing along. So yeah, we're gonna kickstart it up again. Yeah.
Oh, and I just want to give a shout out to two people who are awesome and were at GaryCon, and I didn't mention them in this. And that's Sean and Brett of Gaming and BS.
Hell yeah, Sean and Brett are buddies.
Yeah. So I didn't mention them, and all the other cool people.
No, wait. Sean is cool. Brett fucking snubs us. Doesn't come on our damn show, right?
What? Oh,
I'm just fucking around. I don't care. It's all good.
Hey,
Sean and Brett are both awesome.
James, I've been meaning to ask you this through our whole conversation. We hung out with that guy with the beard, and he had a couple of friends. I know you know what I'm talking about. I can never remember his name.
It's Santa Claus, and those little friends were elves.
No, it was not a white
You're
beard.
at the mall, and they asked you to please get off the man's lap.
But I got just what I wanted.
A boner.
Right?
You know who I'm talking about?
A Christmas boner.
Yeah, I knew what you're talking about because I was fascinated with one of his friends.
Right, you were. So about that, did you see him and or his friends this year?
No, or at least if I did, I didn't care. So it just no. I honestly, I don't remember people. My friend Bryce was cracking up because I would walk down a hallway and people would go, James Carpio? And I'm just, the first thing is like, wow, either do I owe you money? Are you going to kill me? And it's bizarre. But so as many people who recognize me and know who I am, like I can't say the opposite because like people walk by and go, hey, and I'm like, yeah, guy with shirt.
Yeah, but James, that's not what I heard.
Right.
I heard that you love talking to people who you don't know who they are.
No.
Yeah, get enough alcohol in me and I'll talk to the walls.
That's where the mushrooms come in.
Right. That's right.
You could have an all-night conversation with the wall. It is fantastic, sir.
And they talk back.
Right.
Yes.
The wall is way more interesting at that point. All right, hey, let's wrap this shit show up. All right, everybody, check out TSR Games. .com. Go to their website. There's all kinds of stuff that they have available, and that's where you'll find all the good stuff. Go to Facebook and find TSR Games. A lot of their announcements and shit come through there. Check out Multiverse. It's the blog. Is it just multiverse.com or what is it? What did they?
Multiverse.com. Yeah.
Multiverse.com. How the hell did they get that? You would think that was taken, right?
Yeah, but how the hell did Jason get TSR, and how the hell did Jason get Top Secret? So
anyway, so check out multiverse.com. It's a great blog. And check them out on Facebook as well. So anyway, and go to GaryCon. Check out GaryCon. It's a great convention. I definitely suggest it. We're going to go next year. We will be there next year. Me and Mike definitely. If I don't know. I guess if I get mushrooms, I'll bring Jack along. I'll put him on a stick, and he'll just follow him.
Like a bear with a honeycomb.
Right.
Oh, I have my honey pot.
Right, absolutely. All right, so I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do this thing right here where I go, whoa! You've just enjoyed another awesome episode of the MythWits podcast. Catch us live on Twitch Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Jump into the chat room and ask our guests questions. We have some people in the chat room tonight. Welcome back, Mama Marsh. We missed you. And David, thanks for showing up. If you missed our live show, you can always catch the encore episodes at YouTube.com/MythWits. Find us at MythWits.com and on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and SoundCloud as MythWits. Do the like, follow, subscribe thing wherever it's appropriate. Please give us a bunch of stars and review us on iTunes. Screenshot that, post it to our page, and I'll send you, I'll send you D20 soaked in taint juice. I don't know, something. I'll send you something cool. Blah, 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 blah. MythWits is part of the TSR Podcast Network. If you liked us, you're bound to like the other great shows there on as well. And James, you might be putting one on there from my rumor has it. Check out tsrpn.com. MythWits is a Creative Commons product. Make sure to check out studio187.com for more cool stuff. And god damn it, join our mailing list. Thanks everyone for listening. Tell your friends, definitely tell your friends to tune in. And until next week, Mike.
Hey, I just took a selfie of me podcasting, but
Nice.
that didn't come over too well on video.
Okay, all right, everybody. Good night.